there's gonna be hundreds of millions of pounds, euros, dollars involved. You've had 2 fights.
Yeah,
You fought Mayweather
in your first boxing
match, and then you fought Pacquiao in your second boxing match.
Hello,
it's me.
Looking for.
What's going on today?
Talking sport.
Right.
Boxing.
I like the boxing.
McGregor Pacquiao, sort of announced by Conor McGregor, but Pacquiao has sort of backed it up. A couple of days ago, he comes out with a tweet saying that he's fighting Pacquiao in the Middle East, and that's his next fight.
Right.
So I knew that, like, I'm a big fan of McGregor, huge fan over like the years. I've followed him since he started like to come through the UFC, and I knew he was looking to box again. And I knew, like, if he was, it's probably going to be either the rematch against Floyd, somehow he'll pull that off, or the Pac-Man. So he's announced it's Pacquiao McGregor in the Middle East next year.
Nice.
So, what's your thoughts on that?
The initial thoughts is, like, well, it's just for the money, really, isn't it? It's nothing else really to gain, I guess, is it? I mean, for Pacquiao, nothing to gain.
Yeah.
Like fighting McGregor.
Yeah.
But McGregor, if he beats Pacquiao, there's a lot to gain in boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
he beats Pacquiao,
he's fighting Mayweather again.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
It's smart by McGregor, I guess, if he can pull it off. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Even for the money, I mean, it's going to be it's another mega fight, isn't it? Mega fight. It's going to be one of the highest grossing boxing events there's ever been, the same as the Mayweather one.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about what I think about results wise,
go on then, give us your thoughts. McGregor KO first round.
No, I mean, do you know what, right? When he fought Mayweather, the build up was really good. I enjoyed the build up because they're both like, you know,
both like a trash talk,
and it was really good. And McGregor was a bit unknown, wasn't he, on his boxing front? Like, he was a bit
he was just known as the guy that was knocking out people in the UFC.
The UFC, MMA. So when I seen the Mayweather fight, I wanted McGregor to do well, to be honest, right? And I don't think he actually did that bad, to be fair. But against Pacquiao, you know, Mayweather, you cannot hit him. Do you know what I mean? So anybody fighting Mayweather is a big ask. I just think it's about the money. Do you know what I mean? I cannot see, me personally, I can't see McGregor beating Pacquiao. I just can't see it happening. It's too much experience on Pacquiao's behalf. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Pacquiao would let it happen. How old is Pacquiao now?
I think
he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
41, I think. I think he's 41.
I mean, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
People are going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Would I like to see McGregor do well? Probably. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to see him have a good go.
You'd like to see a good fight,
if he won,
really.
I wouldn't make any excuses. I'd say McGregor won. Do you know what I mean? Well done to him.
Yeah, but you're going for Pacquiao.
I've got to go for Pacquiao. You have to, statistically. He's been in the game for years, do you know what I mean? So
he's probably second to Floyd in this generation.
Yeah, he's proven. Whereas McGregor's had one fight against possibly the best boxer that there's been.
All time.
Do you know what I mean?
I think there's like different ways to look at it. Like, you can take like things that like sort of pull for Conor McGregor to have another fight. Like, you know, when did you watch it live, the Mayweather?
Yes, I did watch it live.
So I watched it live, like most of.
I waited up till 4 bloody o'clock in the morning or something.
And straight away he comes out, and just when he threw that first punch, you could just tell this guy's not a professional boxer. To me, like, you could just tell, like, this. But you know, he's fighting the best ever, the best defensive ever. In my opinion, he probably is the best ever. Like, in my opinion, Floyd's probably the best boxer ever. Like, that's
statistically, I don't think you can argue with that.
Yeah, like, to me, it's just the fact that people probably don't like him as much as the other greats that they class other people of him. But for me, he's probably the best ever. Now, in that fight, in my opinion, he probably won the first 3 rounds.
You know what? I'm sure statistically, McGregor hasn't he landed the most punches on Floyd?
He landed more than Pacquiao.
Yeah, I remember
he landed over 100,
that.
I think. I think he landed, I might be wrong, but I think it was like 112 or something like that. During the opening, the first few rounds, they were fighting at a distance, and he had a much longer reach.
So
and
much bigger than Mayweather.
He's very good at like keeping distance and stuff. And he said he felt as if he couldn't touch him. And then he said Floyd switched up his styles like twice. He'd done something else. Then eventually he started coming in hands high in close. And he said he didn't know how to sort of deal with it. And that's when Floyd started taking over. But like, you know, in some ways he's fighting the best fighter of all time, right? But in some ways I sort of thought it was a good matchup for Conor in a way as well. Reason why, you knew Floyd wasn't going to come and try and knock him out. You knew, you didn't know, but you know Floyd's going to be like trying not to get hit, like, you know, trying to make him look like
get knocked out.
Yes, exactly.
So really, it's testing your boxing ability. It's not like he's going in against an unknown, knocks him out in the first round, and you're thinking,
exactly. You know
I mean?
But
he didn't box at all. He just clobbered him, and he's gone.
So I think Conor done well to get to, like, if you think get the 10th.
I don't think he should have been stopped. To be fair.
I would agree. I mean, he was done. He was done. He wasn't going to win it, but no, I think he deserved the chance to.
He got stopped on his feet.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't like.
And it was only that first.
There was like only one round left or something, wasn't there?
I think it was round 10
or 2.
So there was only like one little burst of punches that really started hurting him as well. He'd only been caught by about 4 or 5 punches. Like, he's still on his feet. I mean, he was done. You could tell he was gassed.
I think he was flagging more than anything.
Yeah, he was gassed.
Tired
he was,
more than anything.
Yeah, and I think the finish was coming, but I do think he should have been able to go on at least like for another until he went down.
Yeah, until he went down or something, because it wasn't like he was like knocked out. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it would have gotten to that. It was just like you say, a flurry of punches finished him off. But yeah, I think Pacquiao. Completely different.
Pacquiao's not gonna. I think Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao's gonna win that fight, and I would be very surprised if it went past 6. I really would, because I think Pacquiao's gonna be like, all right, he's gonna come at him flinging punches,
like to the body constantly.
He's just gonna like, in my opinion, he'll just. I mean, we never know. He might
take McGregor. You know he's gonna outwork McGregor, don't you?
Totally. I mean, at the same time, Conor's now working with his boxing coaches, which he's been for the past year or something. He's been actually like working with his boxing. Like, going into that fight, he didn't even bring in, like, he was just working with his MMA striking coach, you know, for that Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
So like, there is like factors which are interesting, and he even says himself now, like, he's throwing his punches. Like, I watched the interview with him. He said he can't even watch the Mayweather fight now because he doesn't like he like cringes at the way he's swinging. He's not, and he says like now he's really nailed down on his technique and sitting into punches more. And obviously he's got some power on him. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's why.
I mean, what surprised me with a Mayweather fight was when they got in the ring, how big McGregor was compared to Mayweather.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like, Pacquiao's...
And he's going to be even bigger against Pacquiao.
And Pacquiao's the same size as Mayweather, pretty much.
Yeah, if a bit smaller.
If a bit smaller. So, the size difference is going to be tremendous, do you know what I mean? Which I think could play in McGregor's favour a bit. Mm-hmm. But you have to know how to use it right, do you know what I mean? Then that's when boxing experience
that's when, like, 30 years of training comes in against a couple, if that.
And I can't see anything but a Pacquiao win. But I think it'll be a good fight to watch. Yeah,
definitely. It'll be interesting. It's a spectacle, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That's like what it is, isn't it? It's a spectacle.
And I remember Pacquiao with like build-ups and stuff. He's a bit funny, isn't he? Like,
That's a good point. Let's talk about because the reason why the Floyd one for me, and I know like the people that I spoke to, was like interesting. That like the fight was announced pretty late. I think it was like 3 months. It just got announced. Normally it's longer than that. Was the press conferences. Like, that's what people, even before like that's what they were looking for. There was like 4 big events, 1 in London and like 3 in America, 1 in Canada and 2 in America, and they were pretty entertaining. Like,
they were really good.
They were really good, weren't
that's
they?
What I mean. It was because it was like having, you know, the 2 of the biggest talkers in the game, really, and it was goes back and forth like all the time. Do you know
but
what
are they going to have that with Pacquiao? Because he
probably not.
Does he speak English?
I've seen him speak English like better than me, probably.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is he's a bit funny, Pacquiao, because like, you know, with face-offs and stuff, I remember him laughing against multiple people. I remember. Like, where he just he just finds it funny. So it's not gonna be the serious like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because Manny's dead, like chilled
It's
out,
totally
like
different.
he's just. Do you know what I mean? And
totally different.
he'll just let McGregor talk.
That's the thing though. I don't know like if it's gonna be
Like a hype job, like the last one was. It's gonna be more based on boxing, isn't it? Really, like because everyone knows.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was just like one or two just in a press con. Like I don't think there's
it's not gonna be no tour like it was last time. No,
because it'll just like that needs. I think.
Although Pacquiao's popular, do you know what I mean?
Oh no,
and,
it's
like,
not his popularity. That's the question is. He's very popular.
Yeah, it's just the
he's
press
not that guy.
He's
not that guy.
But do you know what? He surprises people because like it could be funny. Do you know what I mean? He might end up giving a bit back to McGregor or something like that. And
that
would. I mean?
No,
might
absolutely,
be mint.
Absolutely.
And I think that there'll definitely not be like a tour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A tour
Agreed.
Like that.
Agreed.
But it's going to be more based on the fact that it's a completely different style of fight to the Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
And people know his previous his accomplishments and. It's like Pacquiao's the man that takes a fight to you, and Mayweather's the man not dodges the fight, but
Mayweather's that good. Like if you think from his point of view, like
he doesn't need to take the fight.
If he fought McGregor, I would expect him to win 100 times out of 100, and it's because like he knows fighting the way that he fights, like not getting hit. He 100% wins. Like, why would you try and not when that increases his like chance of landing? But Pacquiao's just gonna be like, yeah, we're going to scrap you.
Exactly.
We're going to, and I'm going to knock you out.
That's what I'm saying. That.
But then that also increases the chance for like for people's argument's sake. Might think, if he's swinging and coming close, if McGregor smacks him,
that's going to be more of a factor of why I think the fight will do as well. Yeah. Because it's more about the boxing, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be a fight. Yeah. It's not like where Mayweather, McGregor, you know exactly how Mayweather's going to fight.
You know how it's going to go,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. McGregor's going to be the one trying to knock him out. Mayweather's going to be dodging. And you can't hit him. Yeah. He counter punches, and then McGregor's flagging out. Yeah. That's pretty much what happened. Yeah. Whereas with Pacquiao, you didn't really know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because if he takes the fight to McGregor could come out and if he's been training well,
McGregor might be the one
and then it's completely
going on the defensive and counter punching. They might just be swinging at each other.
Exactly. You just don't know, do you? That's what's going to sell the fight. It's the unknown, because you don't. It's a completely different style. So I don't think necessarily. You know, if it's got Pacquiao's name in the title, that sells itself, in my opinion, just down to the fact that you know what kind of fight you're going to get. Yeah. Do you know what I mean with Pacquiao?
Like I say, it's all about money. You know, I think Conor McGregor made like around about 100 mil on his Mayweather fight. Plus, probably. Now he's into all his own promotion, which is probably he's going to get a better deal for himself, so he's going to make probably, if not more, around about the same. Pacquiao's going to make loads of money.
Hundreds of millions, probably. There's going to be hundreds of millions of pounds, euros, dollars involved. So
why wouldn't they do it? They should. They should do it. They should do it.
When
you actually look at it like that, like you just.
Why would you not do it?
Yeah, it's a spectacle for the people.
And people are going to watch. Whether people say, I'm not watching that. Watch it. When it comes to it, if you're a sports
on a Saturday night, you're going to be like, Mayweather, Pacquiao, McGregor.
You're watching it.
Saturday night,
everyone's going to have bets.
You're going to tune in. You're going to tune in, of course you are. Even if you're against it, you're going to tune in.
I think the fight itself will be a lot better than the Mayweather-McGregor one. So...
Well, one thing is, you'd expect McGregor to be... But McGregor will be better. Do you know, whether even if he gets knocked out in the second round this time, I think he's going to be a better boxer.
Some loss record. If he gets beat, so he's going to probably not fight again in boxing, because there's like not really anyone else to fight.
To make that much money as well. Yeah.
So you fought Mayweather. You've had two fights. Yeah. You fought Mayweather
in your first
boxing match, and then you fought Pacquiao in your second boxing match. And say he loses, you've lost them both. Yeah. And then you retire. Yeah. And you made like 300 mil off two fights. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad record, is it? It's a terrible record. Yeah, it's terrible. When you look at it on paper,
it's terribly good.
It's terribly good, It's terribly good.
Even though I'm the biggest Conor McGregor fan, Pac-Man's got him in this one.
I agree. I like Conor, but you've got to go with the stats and what you've seen. Yeah. And I can't see
I predict an early KO if it happens in the first 6 rounds.
Looking forward to it though. I hope it does actually happen. I hope it's not just a hype job.
Make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
Make
for
it
the
happen.
people.
For the people, spectacle, something
for
to
the
watch.
Money.
For the money.
And most importantly, the money, really.
The money.
More money. There's no else to do it for. We'll talk some more boxing. There's loads of stuff happening.
Big fights coming up in the next year. Big fights. Heavyweight division. Bang, bang. Boom, boom.
Fury, Joshua, and all that sort of stuff.
Yep. The Wilder Fury's supposed to be in December. Don't know if it's going forward, but hopefully.
We'll have to discuss all this at one point.
Yep.
But for now, we'll leave it there with McGregor and Pacquiao.
Yep, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts.
Let us know who you think's going to win. And if it does get pulled off, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get the interviews and stuff on the go and all the press conferences, and we'll review them. And we'll still probably decide Pacquiao's going to beat them.
But it'll be interesting to see.
Right.
Let's hope it happens.
Yeah, let's hope it happens. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you in the next one again.
See ya.